Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you'll definitely have to go back and watch my other videos, but starting in 2025, I began receiving messages and dreams and visions all in the liminal state, and it was all biblical, and it was compelling because I never read the Bible. So I have to break this up into increments for it to make sense, and also I have so many that I just can't put it all in one video. So this dream happened in December 2025, and in the dream I found myself sitting next to my brother. I don't know where I was, but I was in some kind of room, and there was a golden hue, and this one was a little weird because I had a disembodied voice, which I've also had that in another dream too. I've never had it happen before since, or before. So the voice asked me a question, and it asked me, what do you think, yay or nay? So I don't know if this is something like a spiritual, something I knew in my spirit that he was asking me, or if this was something that I was he was reading my mind later on in the dream. I don't know, but it's really weird. But I answered yay. And I remember my brother looked at me and he's like, how did you know that? He's like, how did you know to answer that? And he's like, how did you know the answer? And then I began looking at him and I was like, how can I see him so clearly? So then I started spiraling because I was thinking maybe I died in my sleep. And then I started thinking about my parents, and I was like, oh my gosh, they lost, what's going to happen because they lost another kid. I thought I was dead basically in this dream because it was so vivid. And then when I was during this spiral, it's snap, the scene shifted. And then I found myself in an office with a bunch of bookshelves. And there was a desk, and then there was a corkboard, and I saw a 9-cubed cross. And when I was looking at this cross, I was really fixated on it because I felt like it was something I needed to decipher, and it's a puzzle. And when I looked at the center, it had the number 14. And then I was trying to look at the arms, but they were blurry. I couldn't see the rest of it. I couldn't figure out what the rest of it meant. So I started looking below, and then I saw 48 below 14. And then the last cube that I could see was the very bottom, and it said, wake up. And as soon as I read that, I woke up. It said, wake up, and I woke right up. And I've never had that happen before in a dream. So I wrote it down, and then this got me looking into 9-cubed crosses, because why did I dream of a 9-cubed cross? And this brought me to there's a painting that I've never seen before by Salvador Dalí that's Christ as the 9th cube, essentially, of this tesseract. And it was a polyform, cruciform cross. And I started really looking into the tesseract, and I was finding that this 4D tesseract, a 4D net tesseract, if you unfold it into the 3D, it has the numbers 48 and 14 in it. It has 48 faces, and then 14 is fuses, I guess, or connections. And then I was looking into just the 4D tesseract, net tesseract, with having, it said it had a bipartite graph, so that means a checkerboard effect. So if you look at his painting, he has a checkerboard underneath. And that kind of brought me back to my first dream that I had, which I have up, you'll have to watch it, but I had this dream that I was struck by a bolt of lightning to the forehead by 7 blue orbs veiled in a cloud. And before that happened, I had 8.5 hovering over the water. So this dream speaks of opposites, of night and day, land and sea. And then I was going into further detail with my dream that I found that everything was a threshold moment, and then it happened on a Wednesday in the middle of the week on the 4th day of creation, and the moon was in Taurus, and then I also saw that the moon was at a first quarter half moon, so it was half dark and half light. So I thought that was really, like, you know, synchronistic right there for having all of that stuff line up on the night that I had it, which was on 2/5/25. So that got me thinking of that chessboard. It's like the black and white effect. Just like I was at a threshold from being on like a dark square into a white square into the light. So if you saw my first dream, I was talking about how I found Amos 5:8 because of this dream, which speaks of opposites and mirrors, and it speaks of turning day into night and then darkness into morning. So I just found it really unusual. So maybe I went down the rabbit hole a little too much, but I also saw that 14 is the number for deliverance, and then also David, so that's like the king. And then I saw 48 was the Levitical cities, so that's your king priest correlation that I have again. So like I said, sometimes I'm like, maybe I am forcing conclusions or looking a little too much into things, but I just have so many things that are coming to me that it's just, you know, it's just hard to ignore. So anyway, that's this dream that I have. I have another dream that I'm going to talk about where I heard a word in Aramaic, and I asked for a sign before this. It was a very specific sign, and I got this sign, and I got another word in another language that kind of confirmed all this. It was very weird when it happened, and I even took a picture as the sign, like, of what I asked for, which was pretty cool. So I'm going to talk about that in my next video, so definitely stick around for that. And yeah, I mean, if there's any math people out there, or they know about all this geometry and the 4D net tesseracts and bipartite graphs, if you know all about it, if this makes sense to you, definitely leave me a comment. Just let me know if this resonates with you, if it makes sense. If not, yeah, maybe I just went down the rabbit hole too much on that. But anyway, I just wanted to make another video today. And again, thanks for watching, and also please like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll make the next video. I'll have that out tomorrow. That one is definitely interesting with that, with the picture that I took is pretty cool. Well, to me, it's pretty cool. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night, you guys.